Sup guys, Mikey here for the Vanguard Council with our very first video of this channel's revival. And it's going to be a very fun discussion video with my friend Jason over here. Yo Jason, what's up?
Guys, nice to see you guys again. Nice to hear from you. So yeah, it would be great. Let's have fun.
Yeah, we're going to have fun. This is going to be the first video. It's going to be rough, but the topic that we're going to discuss today is going to be why you play Vanguard. Because coming back into this channel, it's only fitting that we talk about what's the reason to play Vanguard, why you play Vanguard, and why you choose it over any other game. So what do you think, Jason? Why do people play Vanguard?
I think what allures me to it, is that anything can happen. It's like it's every card that's flipped on top of your deck, from every drive check, from every field, it gives you that excitement. That excitement, it could be really high, or it could be like when you get like the anticipation of a trigger. It can like make or break the game. Like that's what at the same time get me to the game at the same but all the same time can be really discouraging to feel. But that those highs and lows is why I keep playing Vanguard. I'm like adrenaline junkie for that. That's what's like it's so it's a feeling that it's really hard to describe. It's like a roller coaster ride. You never
Mm.
know. Is that you never know feeling.
Yeah,
you know
it's definitely a surprise factor when you play Vanguard. It's a different approach from from other card games like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. I remember when the game first came out, my friends got me into it, and I was like, "How do you play this?" I was like, "Wait, I can deal more than one damage in a turn? What?" It's like at the time when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and you're like you trying to OTK, but you can't OTK, and in Vanguard it's like you can OTK faster. But in the beginning,
yeah, right.
it was
Yeah.
way too slow in the beginning.
I mean, it was like more of like a build-up game. It's like
Yeah,
you try to level up as you can, and try to advance the game state. That's what Vanguard is, and I think it's what Vanguard is still today. But it's just sometimes power creep is a thing, and there are cards that can accelerate the game state faster now. You know,
yeah, I get you.
that's
I definitely understand where you're coming from because as the game progressed, so did the advancements in the cards, the abilities, and the things you could do in the game. Like when we got to Legion, I'm gonna skip right over Limerick. When we got to Legion, it became really crazy because there were so many like combo decks. I want to call combo heavy decks because at the time there was stuff like Phantom Blaster Abyss. There was the Thing Saver. There was Blue Flames.
forget Cat Butler. Cat Butler was
The
an interesting deck.
Yeah, the Cat Butler
Yeah.
loop. Yeah, that was crazy. And if we're talking about Limit Break, I'll skip over all Limit Break, but I'll talk about Raging Form because Raging Form was the best deck of that meta, and it was crazy strong just because it was one of the only decks you could have more than one Vanguard swing in a turn, and
Don't
that's
forget, we also had Dragonic Overlord at the end during Awakening of Twin Blades, or
yeah,
remember Spectral Duke, you know,
yeah,
remembrance of that. But
yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
Raging Form was really strong
Like
when Set 4 came out.
yeah,
Hmm.
not like I agree with you with Overlord and the other card, but when I'm talking about Raging Fire, I mean like there was not another card that could say, okay, at this cost, I'm going to restand my Vanguard, which doesn't lose my drive check as long as I write
And
it,
yeah,
as long as I have it from hand. Right, that was insane.
yeah. I mean, it happens whether people try to deny or not. Is because like it's not like Overlord at the end where they you stop it from hitting, and then you can like it just what's the cost? I remember Overlord at the end if it's like on hit, right?
Overall, at the end, it was on hit, Counter Blast 2, and Persona Blast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I feel like Brian probably Raging Form was probably one of the turning points
Yeah, and then
where the people. Hmm.
yeah, and then the second turning point was Thing Saber because it did the exact same thing, even though it was, I think, a bigger cost at the time. It was a bigger sacrifice you had to make for that multi attack, but it was definitely stronger. And we all thought, what could get better than Legion? Well, what's stronger than Legion? Well, a new series with a new mechanic and new terminology. You guys know what I'm talking about. What we call now premium format, or rather, what we call now G format, where strides were introduced, generation break skills were introduced, and that for me is what really broke open the game of Vanguard and what got me more excited. Only because there was something new. There was a new aspect to the game that would accelerate the game faster, but make you think a lot more.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Where we started with eight G zones, and then with the introduction of G Guardians. I think the introduction of G Guards was my favorite part of Vanguard, is because it felt like there was some interaction in the game now besides guarding.
Yeah,
It was like,
definitely.
yeah, G Guardian is considered guarded, but now you could do some combos, especially with Gear Cat and Header around. There's also like Denial Griffin, and the way how you attack, and if you attacked at all, depends how can
Yeah,
influence like a big decision.
yeah. Especially with the
Like
early, especially with Gear Chronicle. The early G guards when you could header around, when you could Rafana into Gear Cat, and then if you have another one, header around to give your Vanguard 10k with Gear Cat. That was like a staple combo for old gears back in the day, and it was extremely annoying because even though triggers were 5k back then, and Gear Cat would give your Vanguard 10k, and it's like the amount of unfairness that would just produce is what it is unfair.
there's also a lot more interactions with the game too, especially don't forget Night Rose with Night Rose Cannoneer, like
Yeah,
Night Rose Negro Lily
yeah,
destroyed Cannoneer and then mill it back, and it was like wow, wow. But yeah, like that introduction of strides add another layer to Vanguard.
yeah.
So that's why.
I thoroughly enjoy playing Vanguard for any era. Even now in like the reboot for standard, I enjoy playing it now because I remember so I was talking to a person of interest. I won't say his name, but we had a conversation, and with the introduction of standard, the question was, what's a harder format, standard or premium? At the time, the answer for me that he gave me was standard, only because you had to go back to basics with standard. It's like from the original set of Vanguard, from the original how you play Vanguard to G format, transitioning back to that classic style, you would have to go back to basics and relearn the game of original Vanguard. And with the addition of strides and what we call premium format now, it's all about knowledge. It's about how well you know the game of Vanguard to make that format work. Because I see it as more of an advanced thing for older players because there's so much more to do. In standard, it's you have a certain limit. When in premium, there's no limits of what you can use.
Yeah, I mean, like definitely in premium, there's so much card pools that you have to look out for. Like things like there's so much combinations you can use. I feel like where creativity truly shows is definitely in premium. Don't forget me wrong, I do enjoy standard as well. Standard, I have definitely had some great games in standard, and I do try to like play both formats. But right now, like standard is the only one that's really supported in our area.
Yeah,
So I guess that's the one that um we
yeah,
play most of it.
yeah. That's the unfortunate
But it
part.
sucks that
In most areas, so standard is the more dominant format. But I do know about some areas in the world that do prioritize premium. It's just that we don't have the funds to go and visit those places.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, it would be really nice to travel
yeah,
around the world to play.
yeah, it would be extremely nice, that convenience. But nobody's rich. Well, nobody poor becomes rich easily. But that's not the point. The point is, why we play Vanguard. What's the fun in Vanguard? That surprise factor. The anything can happen. Uh, any scenario can occur without you knowing. It's like so many different variations of. It's like chess. There's infinite game. There's almost infinite game states that you cannot predict, and it's like that feeling to get yourself out of a predicament when another player can't. It's a feeling of like ecstasy because you can do something that others can't, or you can adapt to something that others can't, or are finding difficulty in doing so.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people or do complain about the luck factor in this game. Don't let it discourage you because I feel like overall, Vanguard is in fact like a decision. It's purely a decision-based game. Whether you guard or no guard, you attack or how you attack, it's all in the base of decision. So I feel like no matter if you got sacked, it's one game or two games or whatever, or some games where you did everything right or it doesn't work out. But overall, if you keep making the right decisions, right,
Yeah.
if throughout your Vanguard career, I feel overall you should like do extremely well. Like that's what I like about Vanguard sometimes. Like even though there does give illusion of luck, there's always uh
There's always a
ways
skill
to
factor. Yeah, there's always a skill factor
yeah, there's
that
that
goes with the
skill
luck.
knowledge factor. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the fact that I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, I agree with you. It's just I forgot what I was gonna say. But don't,
No, take time. Mm-hmm.
yeah, don't go into time. But I remember what I was gonna say now. The other reason I find Vanguard fun, or like why I play Vanguard more than I play Yu-Gi-Oh, because I do play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I focus. I try to divide it, but my attention is more towards Vanguard because Bushiroad as a company has made the game so cost efficient. Excuse me, so cost efficient that anyone can come into the game for what we call relatively cheap.
Yeah.
So, and when I say relatively cheap, I don't mean like if you're an experienced Yu-Gi-Oh player, like 300, 400 decks. No, that's what we had in G format. But now standard, because Bushiroad made the ratio so good, you can pick up a good deck for like maybe $50, $60. And
And I feel like Vanguard especially is really good for new players because it's not a large learning curve to get into. Like I feel like you could pick this game up in like a week and know like and start like doing extremely well. Like learning all the basics, and then once you know the basics, the rules, the fundamentals, like I feel like it's easier game to get good at, and an easier game to um to get on
yeah, yeah.
compared to any other card games. Yeah,
I
yeah.
I think a prime example of that was our friend Vincent. You remember when Vincent wanted to play Vanguard with us? He learned about Neo Nectar coming into the meta. That what was this 2 years ago, right?
A year, yeah, when Ultra Rare came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Vincent instantly picked up Neo Nectars, learned from Jason, learned from me, learned from all our friends, and like in his first month, he was topping weekly locals like it was nothing. Yeah, I was impressed. I was really impressed because it's only been a month and he's already excelled so much of the game, even without the luck factor. His skill level of the game at that time was extremely extremely high.
Yeah, yeah, sure, I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, it happened.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, but like you were saying before, that luck factor can discourage people. It can become a reason why people don't want to play the game too, because that luck factor for those people who have like that extremely good luck, it just crushes them because you didn't lose because they were better than you. You didn't lose because you played wrong. You just simply lost because luck got the best of you. And I think a lot of people feel that the weight of that, even here at our locals.
To be honest, I think that's what adds its excitement sometimes. But but remember, like sometimes I always tell somebody, right?
Yeah.
You have to think of Vanguard sometimes like a 21 sided die, right? If there's more odds and evens, right? There's more odds and evens or something like that. And even if the dice land on even, you got to think to yourself, did you make the wrong decision? You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
it's like just yeah,
I can see that. It's
mhm.
like, yeah, I can see that. But it's like when I play roulette at the casino. But yeah, I
But
can see
yeah,
that. But just to state a point, it can be a discouraging factor. That along with the fact that if you want to play your favorite deck and it ends up being meta, then it becomes expensive. So like if you found like you click with something but you can't get it, that's also a factor. So you have to stick with like low end stuff. But yeah, that's a few reasons. The luck factor is one of the reasons people wouldn't want to play or like are discouraged later on. Another reason, definitely for me for like a few weeks, was when they announced the remake. And that kind of destroyed our community because you know it was only like a week or two after the very last G set that they announced the reboot. So every other set prior just lost its value, like almost 70% lost its value, and people didn't want to pick up new stuff, learn the new rules, and adapt to the game. So they just dropped the game completely. Several people I know dropped the game completely because of that. And to me, it wasn't a mistake on Bushiroad's part. Is that they could have waited a little bit longer and let the set dry out and then let it go on. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I feel you. It's like boom, rotation. Add a sun. I know,
Yeah,
but like I see it as like a good. There's a good and there's a bad. Like you know, so I understand and I think it did work out for him, like the introduction of standard. But I feel like another thing that really got me staying in Vanguard was just the people. It's just like having making friends with like people in the community. Just laughing, enjoying each other's company. I think that's another thing that kept me in the game, or
yeah,
got me into the game.
yeah. Definitely. Like
Yeah.
when you like it was definitely for me too. Like I was. It's always good. It's always nice and fun to meet new people and like see new personalities and make better friends, make more friends. And card games really do help you with that. Like I've met so many different people, and I met so many different personalities. I made a lot of good friends. Jason, you were one of them. I didn't know you until
Yeah.
Vanguard, so that was a good thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, but like you said, there's a good and a bad. It's not like every community is gonna be good for you. That's probably one of the things. If you don't have a good community or don't have a community at all, then yeah, it does become harder for you to want to play the game. But the silver lining is that we do have card fight area, no matter how bad it is. In my opinion, we do have card fight area, and online is also a way to make new friends too.
Yeah. Plus, like sometimes we do if there's like any events that going out outside, like maybe if there's PPG or if ARG comes back, like traveling to those rounds, like it's really fun. Trying to meet new people and trying to meet people from different states. I really do enjoy that, and I think that's like another exciting aspect of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's
Like,
like.
and it's not just that. It's also the fact, like for me, the community of Vanguard is way more nicer and friendly, and more just overall good as opposed to other game communities. Like you see Yu-Gi-Oh communities are super toxic and super like way too aggressive and stuff like that. And then I've experienced that for a long time playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And when I switched to Vanguard, it was a completely different environment that I adjusted to, and I really enjoy the environment, the friends, the locals, the stores. I enjoy every bit of it.
It's more chill and laid back and relax. So
Yeah,
that's credible. Yeah.
yeah.
But Mitch, yeah.
Way more relaxed. So let us know in the comments. What is your experience playing Vanguard? Let us know how you got into it, why you enjoy playing it. I like to read comments. I like to read what you guys say, and any ideas you have for us to do videos, let us know. I'll make it happen if it's a plausible idea. If not, we'll work something out. We'll take your ideas into account. Bunch of stuff coming up.
And
Yeah, I know this is the first video, and there's a bunch of stuff coming up. Always, for this channel, if I had started it up and made it and like continued when I started this channel, I would have been committed to Vanguard a lot sooner. But things happened, so it didn't come out. But this year, I want to make it. I want to make this channel work. So it starts slow, but come out strong in the end, right?
don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, hit a like. Our Discord will be open to you guys for the public. Eventually, we're gonna have a Facebook, we're gonna have social media, all that stuff. But for now, it's a Discord. Talk about Vanguard. Meet new people like we talked about. And we'll see you guys later in the next video. Peace out.
See you guys.